Wine and Crime contains graphic and explicit content which may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
You are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where three friends chug wine, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents.
You darn totin'.
And
Yeah.
my voice sounds a little scratchy today, but I don't know why. I feel fine.
Sounds like you just woke up. This is your just woke up voice.
yeah,
Little bit.
but it's 5:20 p.m. and I've been up for like a solid 6 hours.
Nailed it.
I've been up from my second nap for like an hour and a half.
Proud of you.
I have specific sleep needs, okay?
We know.
We were aware.
Anyway, I'm Kenyon.
I'm Lucy.
Oh, I'm Amanda. Fuck.
Fucking, we've been dealing with some technical difficulties. I'm just going to reapply my lip gloss to
We were
cope.
supposed to start an hour and a half ago.
It's
We're
fine.
doing great.
We have a very special fan pick this week brought to you by fan picker Sarah Schnabel,
Ooh.
who wants to shout out their gateway gal and workout buddy, Dana M.
Oh,
So cute.
gross and good for you.
And
I think
also,
Sarah is an instructor and Dana is in Sarah's class.
Cool.
Oh.
They work out
okay.
together. They're friends now.
That's
so-
fun. That's so fun.
Sarah's Instagram handle is @SarahLovesKickboxing.
Wow.
So-
we have nothing in common.
God bless. I mean, kickboxing is very cool. And if I was at all fit, I would love to do it. I've been to like 3 classes and they all kicked my ass.
The thought of that is giving me heartburn.
Yeah. One of Zach's very good friends who is lovely and I love her, but she made me go to a kickboxing class with her once.
So that
And-
friendship's over.
She forced me at gunpoint to go to a kickboxing class once.
I mean, there's a reason she was not in our bridal party.
Yeah. Let's just be real about that.
To be fair, you forced us into hip hop dance classes in high school.
You did.
Yeah, but we were young and spry.
Virile.
That's
Yeah,
true. And then we
exactly.
could go across the street for a slice of a New York pizza the size of my fucking face.
It was
Truth.
so greasy and amazing.
So good. And now that's like a light rail stop. So that's fun.
Yeah, that area has been transformed. Also, once I made Scott go to a Bikram yoga class with me. Also, when I was young and spry, and he fully fainted.
Oh, yeah. It's hot
I
in there.
can't do it.
Yeah.
I've had to step out of a couple different Bikram yoga classes.
I loved it for like 6 months when I was young. I
A
really
long
liked it.
time ago. Have we
Yeah.
said what the topic is or just immediately started complaining about exercising?
Oh, okay, probably, yeah. So the topic, Sarah has selected the topic of exercise crimes, which obviously got all of us
You
very
surmised
triggered.
this, I assume, listener at
I
home.
immediately just started complaining.
I know. I think I maybe I'm wrong, but it felt like that's what happened there.
That's what happened.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. Well, Sarah likes to work out with Dana and kickboxing and the whole thing, and we
They
all
keep
got
up.
in arms about
Yeah.
it.
We were
It's
really
fine.
triggered.
Very
So
triggered.
that's the fucking topic. Amanda, what is our wine crime pairing?
Oh my God. Well, speaking of exercise, I exercised my diaphragm by vomiting this morning.
You
because of-
exorcise.
I exorcised. Sometimes being diabetic really sucks. So I'm not drinking today, but in the spirit of this episode and probably just blanket trigger warning, obviously exercise can also be connected with like weight loss, and that's not something that we want to be necessarily promoting today. We're just
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't
We're
have
just
to be.
talking about moving your body.
Exactly.
That's it.
It's only one of 7 benefits that I will outline in my segment.
Great.
Okay.
I love it. But I found this like horrible article about the best wines to drink if you're trying to lose weight, and I hated it so much that I had to include it. So this is my wine segment.
Unless you're a mom in the 70s, I don't think that
Well,
drinking
this was
wine...
written in July of 2017.
Oh my.
So
All
you
right.
tell
Well,
me.
I'll hear it out.
Basically, it's talking about how, like, if you are counting carbohydrate or calorie intake, a lot of alcoholic beverages can be a no-go, which is true. But these are some of the quote-unquote healthier wines that you can keep incorporated in your repertoire, even when you're taking on a new exercise routine.
Okay.
So if you love red wine, stick to Merlot, Pinot Noir, or Rosé. According to Tanya Zuckerbrot, RD, I don't know what an RD is.
Yeah, what is an RD?
Probably just some sort of like
Registered
dietitian.
dietitian.
Nice.
They each contain about 88 calories, 3 grams of carbs, and 1 gram of sugar per glass. So they're nice and low carb. Steer clear of Marsala and Sherry. They're like dessert wines. Because they're
Can do.
Yeah.
Those are
no
gonna
worries.
those are gonna
I
racket
do love a
those-
chicken marsala, though. So good.
I thought there was masala.
No,
they
chicken
different?
marsala is with red wine and
I'm
chai
thinking of tikka masala. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different.
Okay. Different strokes for different folks. When it comes to white wines, opt for Chardonnay, White Zinfandel, or Sauvignon Blanc. Thank
Okay.
God. Thank
That's why I'm so thin.
Zuckerbrot.
Fitness is my passion.
Fitness. I don't know if you could tell, but
I can't keep a straight face.
I'm sweating from sitting in a chair. Fitness is my passion.
Do you remember when we did like approximately half of one ad for P-Ball?
The best. The best.
Don't give them a freebie.
I don't
That's
think
all
this
I'm gonna say.
and anything we have to say about that could not even come close to being considered a freebie. All I'm going to say about that. Now defunct business. So Zuckerbrot notes that these picks are all under 85 calories with 2.6 grams of carbs and 1 gram of sugar per glass. What you definitely need to avoid are sweet dessert wines like Riesling or Moscato, which can clock in at upwards of 160 calories per glass.
I do love a Riesling.
I do too. And also, I don't fucking count calories. I only have to count carbs to know how much insulin that I am taking.
Exactly.
I don't fucking watch. I eat what I want to eat, and my body does what my body's gonna do. This says, no matter which varietal you choose to pour, you've got to stick to a 5-ounce serving. LOLK.
I'm gonna Google 5
5
ounce.
ounces. There's no way. There's no way. It's like,
Serving
it's just
wine.
an inch. It's probably fucking tiny. So as tempting as it is to
Oh, I
fill...
wrote 50 ounce.
Well, yeah, that's more accurate. As tempting as it is to fill that giant balloon glass with a little something extra, you should try to stay strict. The old adage that moderation is key remains true here as well. Zuckerbrot made a perfect point in a recent interview with Women's Health for Women. Quote, just treat it like any other indulgence by adding up your calories for the day or week to determine how much wiggle room you have and where wine can fit in.
I can't
No
with your
thanks.
face. With your face while you're reading this.
I'm mad about it.
I know. We know.
How much wiggle room?
Wiggle.
Count your
All right, I'm sending a picture of
Put it in the chat.
Standard. I am of the
and on the
standard
drive.
pour line of wine, and 5 ounces is like 2 inches below the standard pour line.
Ish. Yeah. And she's saying to only have one of those 5-ounce pours per night.
That's like a sip. It's a sip. Why even bother?
Don't.
No, it's not
Don't
worth it.
bother. Anyway, that's my wine segment.
We're so angry.
I'm so bitter, but my segment is fucking amazing. So
Yeah, my case is very great. So
I can't wait.
It's all gonna be good.
I promise it'll get better, you guys listening at home.
All right, I'm uploading it to the drive, so it'll be on the
Yes.
blog.
Kind of ironic that it says on the page that the image source is from Wine Folly.
I know.
You're
But that's a
goddamn
great
right it
website,
is.
Actually. Wine Folly is awesome.
I'd rather have like a decent sized glass of wine once a week than like a sip of wine once a day.
Then
That's
get blue-balled
just
7 days a
torture.
week.
Yeah, that's just mean. Not
right.
a fan.
Well, cheers.
Cheers. Oh, this wine serving size chart is deeply depressing.
I don't like it.
I only use the less than 10% of people pour.
Yeah, that's the standard pour in South Africa.
In
And like a
our
generous
friendship.
pour is like to the rim
Yeah.
with a meniscus.
Right.
They have a heavy hand.
Mm-hmm.
And
I go
miss it.
to the curvature and then like a little more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're like 10 to 11.5.
Yeah.
That zone.
Mhm. Yeah. And if there's a little bit left over in the bottle, you don't want to waste it.
Tap
You
her half. Where the hell's my waiter?
Anyway, Lucy, what is our background and maybe psych for exercise crimes?
I think I've got some psych in here.
Oh.
Okay, so
My
ironically,
bones are not shaken.
I was too lazy to get super in depth with these notes, so my segment is going to be a little bit short, like my patience for exercise.
Great.
And I will open with a first thought because I was watching Squid Game while finalizing
Don't tell
these
me
notes.
anything.
Well, I will tell you that if you have any financial debt in South Korea, I highly recommend you exercise. There's
Okay.
some physical activity in
I
that
bet
show.
I'll get that once I start watching.
It's really good.
I've heard it's amazing.
I started to watch it and like literally 2 minutes in, I was like, I can't watch this and eat and play Best Fiends. And so something's got to give. And it was my choice of entertainment.
Yeah, you kind of have to pay attention to it a little bit, but
Well,
yeah,
you have to read
it's worth it.
subtitles.
No, that's dubbed over.
Well, there's either.
Oh,
I was
ew.
doing the subtitles.
Dubbing is never good.
You get used to the dubbing pretty quickly. So if you're eating or maybe writing your notes for this podcast, I recommend the dubbing. It's a lot
Okay.
easier to follow.
Okay.
So physical exercise can be split into 3 different types. We have aerobic exercise, and that's any physical activity that uses large muscle groups and causes the body to use more oxygen than it would while resting, with the goal of increasing cardiovascular endurance. So things like running, cycling, swimming, rowing, tennis, etc.
Running,
The shit
jumping,
that I'm-
swimming, playing.
Playing the Squid Game, the shit that I'm not about. Then we have anaerobic exercise, which includes strength and resistance training, and that can firm, strengthen, and increase muscle mass as well as improve bone density, balance, and coordination. So this could be squats, weight training, or quick bursts of energy like sprinting. Because if you're sprinting, that's really not going to like do a whole bunch to super work all of those muscle groups because it's so
Right.
fast.
Right.
So we would
Okay.
call that anaerobic.
I fully do not understand squats.
They make your butt big.
Yeah, they
No, I
make your butt
get
big.
the purpose of them, but like physically, when I try to do them,
You tip over.
my body doesn't go that way.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice.
Okay.
Not that I would fucking know.
Okay.
There's
I just tip
machines
over.
for it at the gym too.
Mm-hmm.
Because squatting is not easy.
It's
Yeah.
really not. You know what else is not easy? Bar, like a bar class.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh my God, I did it once. I was on fire for like 4 days.
Yeah.
It was not good.
Mm-hmm.
And the third type is flexibility exercises, which strengthen and lengthen stretch and lengthen muscle.
Nice.
Like your
Stretch
tongue.
them.
Activities such as stretching help improve joint flexibility and keep your muscles limber. The goal is to improve the range of motion, which can reduce the chance of injury. So I'll stretch.
Stretching's important.
Yeah,
I stretch, but
It feels
that's
good.
literally just so that my back doesn't go out.
Right.
yeah, it feels good. I'm stretching right now. Look at me.
I
I
like
got my
to
arm behind
stretch.
me.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
We can classify any type of exercise as either dynamic or static. So dynamic exercises such as steady running tend to produce a lowering of the diastolic blood pressure during exercise due to improved blood flow. So that basically means that your heart refills with blood more easily during this type of exercise. So diastolic refers to the heart like getting bigger with blood.
God.
And then
okay.
Conversely, static exercise, such as weightlifting, can cause the systolic pressure to rise significantly, albeit transiently, during the performance of the exercise. So that means that the blood pumps out of the heart more effectively. So, like, dynamic and static exercises are, in tandem, are really good for your heart functionality.
So you got to do both.
There's no way to know.
Well, you don't have to do any of this.
Yeah. Right.
So fitness can be divided into two different categories. We have health-related fitness, so exercise that focuses on cardiovascular endurance, muscle building, flexibility, etc., and motor performance fitness, and that's related to specific tasks, so like chin-ups, long jump, 50-yard dash, etc.
Shot put.
If you're an athlete training for a specific event, then you'd be doing that motor performance fitness. Mm-hmm. Whereas if
Well,
you
you
just
probably
go
have to
for
do
like
both, but yeah, it'd be like
well, yeah. If you're us and you want to go for like a 20-minute walk every day,
20
we
minutes?
were a bad example. If you're a regular person who goes for a 20-minute walk every day just to like stay active, that would just be health-related fitness.
Who has the time? How am I going to watch Squid Game? Oh, on my
Exactly.
indoor walking device. My glider.
you go on walks. You have a dog.
I do go on walks.
So-
but she can't even walk for 20 minutes anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, Cal.
She's 15.
She's
She's old.
She's an old
She's
gal.
fucking over it. She walks like 10 steps and then sniffs things for an hour and then regains her composure and then walks 10. It takes an hour to go a block.
That Josie is 6.5, and that is her MO as well.
It's
Callie's
very
like,
charming.
Girls got to sniff.
Yeah.
Callie's like Grandma Helen. She's like,
Totally.
I'm waking up again.
Ugh. I think she's happier to be alive than my grandmother
Yeah.
ever was, even in my grandmother's prime.
Yeah, Kelly's happy.
She's a happy dog, but my
She's
God.
a little tapper.
She's
So
an old broad.
exercise, thank God, exercise and physical activity are two different things. They're not necessarily interchangeable. So
Okay.
according to my lover, Britt, physical activity is an inclusive term that refers to any expenditure of energy brought about by bodily movement via the skeletal muscles. As such, it includes the complete spectrum of activity from very low resting levels, my favorite, to maximal exertion.
So when
But
I'm sleeping, I'm technically doing physical activity because I'm just existing physically on this
on this
tangential
plane,
plane.
on this plane,
Yeah.
yes. Yep.
I thrash around a lot at night. I do laundry.
You are an active sleeper. I did laundry today. I exercised.
You climb a lot of stairs.
I climb a lot of stairs.
You walk
And
a dog.
I walk my dog. I vacuum.
That's all physical activity.
There you go.
Exercise is a component of physical activity. So the distinguishing characteristic of exercise is that it is a structured activity specifically planned to develop and maintain physical fitness. So actually, we all do quite a bit of physical activity. Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. Kenny,
Suck on
please
that.
don't text me about this.
He will.
I know.
Kenny's a
always
freaking
does.
gym teacher. My
I
God.
know. I know.
That family of athletes. How did you, why, how?
I know.
I
They're
don't
all
get it.
so athletic. It's kind of disgusting.
It's a cult.
Yeah. The
Okay.
family tennis
Are you
game
safe?
like draws blood. I just read a
Family
book.
tennis?
Yeah, they all like play like highly competitive
No.
tennis against each other, and I just read my book in the corner.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
They're
no.
they're too athletic. Zach is like sickly athletic.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
It's repulsive. Okay.
I'm feeling very blessed for my soft partner
yeah. We
who
both
quit
have some
drinking
mushy
beer and
partners.
then lost like 8,000 fucking pounds overnight.
God damn it.
And I resorbed every pound of it.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
It was just like through osmosis.
Yeah.
You woke up with 8,000 extra pounds
It feels like that sometimes.
every morning. Okay. So as much as we don't want to admit it, exercise does have a lot of benefits, not just weight loss. So this is a list from the Mayo Clinic.
It can be weight gain,
Yeah.
like
So
targeted weight
exercise-
gain.
Yeah. Number one, exercise controls your weight. No shit. Number 2, exercise combats health conditions and diseases, including but not limited to stroke, metabolic syndrome, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, depression, anxiety, many types of cancer, arthritis, and falls.
But
the
also,
season fall.
I would
exercise
never want to avoid that fall.
for a lot of folks with mental illness, exercise alone is not going to cure anything.
Yeah.
I just want to
I'm
put
not
that out
promoting
there.
any cures for any of this.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
None.
Just putting that out there. Because people who are like, have you tried yoga and Manuka
Yeah.
honey?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I have tried SSRIs.
Yeah. I could exercise 1,000 hours a day and I would still need to take my meds for my type 1 diabetes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't curing anything. It can
No.
just help
It
with
can help.
some things.
Mm-hmm.
Exercise improves your mood by
Ugh.
psych by stimulating various brain chemicals that may leave you feeling happier, more relaxed, and less anxious.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I prefer to just watch reality TV, but that's
Yeah,
just me.
that definitely improves my mood.
Exercise boosts energy by delivering oxygen and nutrients to your tissues and helps your cardiovascular system work more efficiently, as we talked about with the blood pumping.
Mm-hmm.
It promotes better sleep as long as you don't work out too close to bedtime, because then all your juices are flowing.
See,
You can't get
that's
to
my
sleep.
problem. As a night owl, I am tired all day until about 7 p.m. And then I wake up
You're
And I
fucked
want-
when you have a kid.
and I want to
Yeah.
do
Like,
everything.
Fucked.
And then
You got to work
feel
some things out.
every night at like 2 a.m. I'm like, what if I just like did some quick yoga? What if I just like got back into yoga? It's 2 a.m.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, maybe I shouldn't because I should go to sleep, whatever. And then I fall asleep. That's my life.
I think that you could maybe use some improvement with that particular
Routine?
timetable.
I don't know. It was like this in South Africa, and I blamed the time difference.
It
You
worked
sure
well
did.
for us when you
Yeah.
were doing this in South Africa.
Mhm.
You were in our time zone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, exercise can make you have more sex. So not only does it improve your mood and confidence, but also regular physical activity may enhance arousal for women, and men who exercise regularly are less likely to have problems with erectile dysfunction than men who don't exercise. And the last benefit listed here is that exercise can be a social activity, but honestly, that's the fucking last thing I want, so I'm just going to skip that. That's not a
Yeah,
benefit
I
in my
hate
book.
that.
Uh,
I hate that
Yeah.
so much. I
If
hate
I'm-
it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Any sort of movement, any sort of strenuous activity where someone might be watching me
Yeah.
is a no from me, dog. I do not, no, I'm not working out. No.
I don't care if strangers see me. Like, I used to go to the gym in South Africa because it was like 2 seconds from our house and lovely. And they also had a smoothie bar and it was
Nice.
great. But, you know, I just didn't interact with anybody. So I don't care if other people see me, but I don't get people who are like, let's go to this class together. And like, let's even going for like a power walk with people. I'm still huffing and puffing. How am I supposed to have a conversation? I'm
Yeah,
embarrassed.
I would rather just not do any of that.
The only physical activity I like to do with other people is like hiking. That's fun for me because we like take photos and we go see fun stuff, but it's also not like fast paced. So we're just like chatting and making our way along whatever trails at whatever pace we're going.
If it's like
I
a
can do
very,
that.
very easy trail, then I could do that. But most hiking for me is just all I see is like the ground, and I'm trying not to like trip and fall.
Twist your
Twist
ankle.
my ankle. Yeah. So literally all I see is like pine needles, rocks, sticks, dirt. Like it's not, I don't get it.
Well, you're
sun's
supposed
too
to
bright.
stop along the way to check things out.
Yeah.
You got to look where you're stepping so you don't fall. I've never hiked and have no desire to hike with you, so don't worry about it. I will never ask you to do that.
Good.
We
Ever.
know
I like
each
to-
other's boundaries.
I like to go on long walks with Josie in a cemetery. I'll do that.
That's wonderful.
Great.
Mhm. Yeah.
I wish Ray would go for a walk with me. Should we get you that stroller we were looking at?
Do it.
Ray would totally go for a walk with you if you had like the
my
right
rabbits
harness.
go in a stroller.
There are cat strollers. I think I might get him a cat stroller because that'd be really
It's a
cute.
lot easier than trying to get him to actually walk on a harness. That would be
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of a pain.
No. Well, good luck finding a harness that would fit him, A.
A dog harness.
He's
yeah,
a big
puppy
man.
harness.
Yeah,
I wish I
something
had
bigger.
saved Josie's harness when she was a puppy. It would have
Oh,
been
that's
perfect.
true.
Mhm.
We'll just have to look in the
Don't
dog
think
section.
on the binary like that.
Mm-hmm.
Species is a fluid concept. You're right.
Mhm.
Okay. So the Department of Health and Human Services recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise every week, or 2.5 episodes of Real Housewives. Another way to think of this is a rewatch of last week's episode, then the new episode, then the Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen.
Got it. Okay.
He worked out
That's a big
that.
commitment.
Yes, but
But
they also
over the course of
recommend
a week, not a
doing
day.
it
thank
over the
God.
course of a week. Yeah, but if
So
you were to
that-
bang it all out, then it
That
would be a
averages
lot
out
of,
to like 20 minutes ish a day, which is pretty normal.
I just don't understand how
Yes.
people can like have full-time corporate jobs, children, commutes, homes to take care of, whatever,
Wake up
literal
early.
mouths to feed,
Yeah.
and
I don't know.
they exercise. It boggles the mind.
They wake up really fucking early. That's
Yeah.
But then, aren't they fucking really tired? I don't get it.
I
Apparently
guess
not.
not. Because
Whatever.
it increases your energy.
Yeah,
Ugh.
and have sex with their
Ugh.
spouse. No.
Yeah. Where's the line?
And their hair usually looks good.
Yeah. Well, that's just one of the mysteries of the universe.
this
Yes.
episode, let me tell you.
It's a lot of bitching.
Mm-hmm.
And now I will take you on a journey through the Encyclopedia Britannica article on the history of exercise.
Okay.
Hominids have existed on Earth for at least 2 million years, and the vast majority of that time we spent as hunter-gatherers, so we just naturally got enough exercise to benefit our bodies. The way we live in modern times is nothing even close to hunting and gathering. So this fact has profound implications for patterns of disease and for the association between living habits and health. Observation of the few remaining nomadic groups in the world indicate that they are relatively free of chronic diseases, and that in comparison to the populations in developed countries, they are leaner, they have a higher level of physical fitness, they eat a very different diet, and have different physical activity patterns.
So basically, if we just walked around all the time and had to just like be more physically active all
Ran-
the time,
ran
for,
away
like,
from
Find our food. Yeah, if
predators.
we're on the food chain and we have
Yeah.
to like build our own fucking
Shit.
shelters and all kinds of
cook
shit,
and
obviously
fires.
we'd be in better shape.
Yeah. Data from the distant past are obviously not available, but it is reasonable to speculate that early humans had considerably higher caloric expenditures per unit of body weight than do modern individuals. Then we move forward to the agricultural period. As civilization developed, nomadic hunting and gathering societies gave way to agricultural ones, in which people grew their own food and domesticated animals. This development occurred relatively recently, approximately 10,000 years ago. Although many aspects of life changed during the agricultural period, it is likely that energy demands remained high, with much of the work still done by human power. Even in cities, which had evolved by about midway through the agricultural period, individuals expended more calories than do most people today. So
well,
still
I mean,
very
work. Like our work has just become so
Sedimentary or
Sedi-
stationary,
sedentary.
sedimentary.
Whatever.
It is.
I was
though, like-
close.
Like, think about like what jobs used to exist. It was like even for like a factory job, you're like standing and moving your arms and
Oh,
whatever,
we'll get
and
to
carrying
it.
stuff.
We'll get to it. I'm not even to the industrial period yet.
Right. I know, but people used to like really have to use their bodies all the time.
All the time. All the time. That's why they had to rest on Sundays. They were like fucking jelly.
Yeah.
So the industrial period began during the mid-18th century with the development of an efficient steam engine and lasted to the end of World War II, around 1945. This relatively brief time span was characterized by a major shift in population from farms to cities, with attendant changes in many areas of lifestyle. Even though the internal combustion engine and electrical power were increasingly used to perform work, the great majority of individuals in industrialized societies still face significant energy demands. In cities, relatively more individuals walked to work, climbed stairs, and had more physically demanding jobs than do most people today. So the post-World War II period has been a technological age, a period characterized by rapid growth in energy-saving devices, fucking cell phones, both at home and in the workplace. As an example, longshoremen in the late 1940s worked hard loading and unloading ships. By contrast, most longshoremen in the late 20th century had much lower energy demands from the job because of the containerization of cargo and the mechanization of the loading and unloading process. It's shit as simple as the invention of plastic on a massive scale to create containers.
Right.
Like every level of innovation has made us lazier in some way or another.
Right.
Every single.
And I welcome all of it.
Yeah. I mean, it is like exhausting to have to like lug around my vacuum cleaner, my like big one. And so I got a small vacuum cleaner. For,
I have a different
for smaller
vacuum on
needs.
every floor.
I need to get one for my upstairs. I neglect it because I have a very narrow staircase and it's heavy. God, there's
much of a
so much
pain.
complaining in this episode.
Yeah. I feel right at home.
Also, during this period, the use of labor-saving devices in the home and in yard and garden work became much more widespread. Physical activity became less and less common in industrialized countries, especially among the urban population. Although the level of general physical activity has declined, obviously, most observers feel that there have been an increase in exercise participation in many countries since the late 1960s. So, organized activities like jogging, racket sports, cycling, and other active recreational pursuits have become much more common. So in this sense, it is simply humankind's returning to the more active lifestyle of its distant ancestors. I would argue science, the more we know about the diseases that plague our species, we are at least a little bit self-aware enough to understand that not exercising is kind of detrimental to our health.
Right.
And we're just living longer. So we have to like take care of these fucking crusty vessels.
Ugh. My
Yeah.
vessel is so crusty, you guys.
Yeah.
And because, you know, everything in our day-to-day life is so easy, recreational exercise is a leisure activity, really. So it's
That
just,
a lot of
it's-
people can't afford to do because they don't have the time or the resources.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a privilege to be able to.
Oh, it's absolutely a privilege
Exercise.
to exercise. Absolutely.
In modern society, yeah.
So that is my short and somewhat depressing segment for today.
Love.
Well, it's all good. I feel better about myself. Okay. Should we hear a quick word from our sponsors?
Let's
Sure.
do that. It's 2021. Nobody has time for uncomfortable shoes. And that is where Rothy's comes in. And nothing says fall like soft, plush, merino wool.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. So we already know that Rothy's has like the world's most comfortable flats, and they have the sneakers, they have the little boots, the cutest stuff ever. But now, for the third year in a row, Rothy's is launching an exclusive autumn collection featuring washable merino wool styles.
Yes.
They are incredibly comfortable, they are cozy, they are 100% machine washable. Plus, they come in a variety of colors, patterns, and styles, just like everything that Rothy's has to offer.
We are completely obsessed with Rothy's. I have several different pairs of the point in various colors. I wear them every single day.
Every day.
And every time I wear them outside of my house, I get a compliment from a stranger on them.
I love that.
Dental hygienist, doctor, lady
Stranger
in the
on the
antique
street.
shop,
Oh,
lady on the airplane. Like literally constantly getting compliments. I love my Rothy's so much. And good news, Rothy's are shoes for all genders now. So they are selling men's sneakers and men's driving loafers if
They're
you
so
want to get
cute.
fancy.
Yeah, I do.
This line features the same level of craftsmanship that you have come to know and love from Ralphie's. And all of their products are durable, washable, and better for the planet. Plus, they are rigorously tested for a perfect fit, wash after wash. I wash my Ralphie's like maybe every week, every 2 weeks. I got stinky feet, and they come out looking brand spanking new.
They really do. I love it. So, to help you welcome the fall season in style, Rothy's is doing something special, people. That's right. They gave us the chance to share this super rare opportunity with our listeners for a limited time. So right now, you can get $20 off your first purchase at rothys.com/gals. That's ROTHYS.com/gals, GALS. One more time, head to rothys.com/gals to find your new favorites today and treat your feet.
Trade them. With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. So skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that is why it is America's #1 meal kit.
Listen, I am obsessed with HelloFresh. I hate leaving my house.
Yep.
Love that. And I'm going to be honest, I do not get any joy from cooking. I don't like it. I don't like planning it out. I want it to appear. And this is the closest thing to just having a home-cooked meal appear as you can get. So some of my favorites are options like the quick and easy meals, the low prep meals, the one pan. They have 10 to 15 minute meals.
See, that's the best because when I start to think about cooking, I'm already starving. Yeah.
It's too late. I'm already so hungry and then I can't make a decision. And I open my fridge and there's that beautiful little bag and it is like ready to go. Everything is beautifully portioned and it's ready. It's ready. And you can just cut down on the time you're spending cooking and cleaning-ish. And you could just give that back to like yourself or your family or whatever. And, you know, HelloFresh is like one of the best values. It's over 30% cheaper than going to the grocery store, especially if you grocery shop like me, where you just wander the aisles like a zombie and put things in your basket and then get home and you're like, what did I buy? I don't know.
Yeah, the grocery store is dangerous.
It's a scary place. And this has pre-portioned ingredients that ensure you won't spend money on excess food while also saving you a shopping trip and cutting down on food waste, which is a huge problem. And I love so many of the meals on HelloFresh. Recently, I made the Southwest turkey and cauliflower rice bowl.
Yes, yum.
I'm obsessed with this one because, you know, I've got type 1 diabetes. I like things that are a little more low carb, a little more carb smart. This meal is only 2 units of insulin per serving, which I know won't mean a lot to a lot of people, but it means a lot to me. It is so delicious. It comes with this like poblano and smoky red pepper crema that you make. So it just makes it so flavorful. It's got like a little kick to it. Fresh cilantro. It is so delicious. I am in love with it, and I'm totally going to recreate it over and over again.
Oh, yes. Oh, HelloFresh is so good. So go to HelloFresh.com/gals14 and use code GALS14 for up to 14 free meals, including free shipping. Again, go to HelloFresh.com/gals14 and use that code GALS14, GALS14, for up to 14 free meals, including free shipping. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Are we ready for my case?
Yes.
So I'm going to preface that there are a shit fuck ton of names in this case.
God, I hate when this happens.
But the names are amazing.
Never keep it straight.
So deal with it.
Okay. I'm just not going to ask any questions. I'm just going to make it seem like I'm totally following this.
I'm
Just
going to do
make
my
up
best.
nicknames for them, like
Totally.
you do.
They all have crazy names, so hopefully you'll be able to follow. Okay. In 1992, 32-year-old Daniel Lugo began working at Sun Gym in Miami Lakes, Florida.
Okay.
Daniel Lanugo.
Daniel Lanugo. This was
Isn't
like
that
a
the
body.
hair all over a baby when
Yes.
it's first born?
Exactly. Yep.
Also happens if you have a certain nutrient deficiencies. It grows back. Your Lanugo.
Luck.
And like extreme anorexia and stuff, you can grow Lanugo.
I think that's
To
what I
keep
meant by
warm.
extreme nutrient deficiencies.
Right.
Yeah, your body's like, what the fuck? You're not eating
We got to keep you warm.
well. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Lugo or Lanugo, whatever, was working at this gym, Sun Gym in Miami Lakes, and it's a bodybuilding establishment mainly. Also, it's the 90s and it's Florida. So
Got it.
paints a picture. Lugo, described by one source as a, quote, New York native with a smooth tongue and a disarming smile,
Ugh.
Ew.
had recently been released from federal prison after serving a 15-month sentence for fraud.
I love a smooth talking federal criminal.
Yeah, smooth talking fraudster.
New York native.
Yep.
0% shocked. So these charges had resulted from a scheme by Lugo to pretend to be a representative of a Hong Kong bank that was looking to invest in American small businesses.
I think I've watched a TV show about this case.
Oh, there's a movie and we will get to it.
Okay.
Lugo would claim that the bank could provide small business loans, but first needed to collect upfront fees for
Well, yeah.
loan insurance.
Duh.
Yeah.
That's just standard procedure, folks.
And I'm a Nigerian prince.
Right.
For loan insurance. Okay.
He successfully scammed $71,200 from several small businesses before being caught.
Dang, that's a
Yikes.
lot of money.
A lot of money.
At Sun Gym, Smooth Lanugo quickly worked his way up to gym manager, but found a life of crime difficult to leave behind and was soon plotting his next scam.
Assistant to the gym manager.
the Sun Gym manager. In the words of one Miami New Times reporter, quote, he also recruited a gang of none too bright gym rats
Yes.
led by a sadistic Trinidadian named Noel Adrian Doorbell.
Doorbell.
So Doorbell worked at Sun Gym part-time and was extremely receptive to Lugo's suggestion that they hatch a criminal plot to supplement their income.
Right.
And the pair soon brought other dudes into their planning. One was Stevenson Pierre,
Oh.
not to be confused with,
With
Pierre
Pierre Stevenson. I love it.
Who Lugo, aren't these names crazy already?
They're great.
really-
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lugo, Doorbell, and Pierre. So Pierre, who Lugo had recently hired to create a sort of collection agency for overdue gym membership payments. They would
Perfect.
literally go rough people up for not paying their gym membership
Oh my
fees.
God. It's like Dog the Bounty Hunter for Planet
Yeah.
Fitness.
It's amazing. I can picture them so
I know.
clearly.
Yeah.
Tanks, like neon colored tanks,
Just
Oh, yeah.
spray tans. Yeah.
bulging muscles, Belgian
Yeah.
waffles.
Two thick necks.
Belgian. Where
waffle.
do Belgian waffles come into that?
Oh, it's a
Did
song.
you just say the word? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Like,
It's
did
a
you
song
say the
by
word
one of
bulging
Corey's old bands. It's like bulging muscles. And then
yeah,
it goes Belgian,
super
Belgian,
popular.
Belgian
We would
waffles.
Definitely have gotten that reference right away. Got it. Okay.
I just said it, whatever.
Okay. According to a lengthy and over-the-top profile of the group in the New Times, quote, they juiced harder than Mark McGuire, pumped iron faster than a Lamborghini Diablo's pistons, and made it rain on more strippers than Juicy J at King of Diamonds.
It's a lot.
I understood all of those words.
It's a lot of references that went right over my head.
So many juice references.
Yeah, yeah. Let two
Mark
juice
McGrath?
Mark
Too juicy.
Who's Mark McGuire?
Mark McGuire was one of the home run. I am the queen of sports.
This case is also from what? The late
90s.
Late 90s? Yeah. So
Mid-90s,
we're
yeah.
not going to know any of these fucking references
Mark
unless we're
McGuire-
Kenyan.
Was
queen
one
of
of the
sports.
home run champions, whatever. It was him and Sammy Sosa trying to hit the most home runs of all time, but then they both were caught doing
Juicing.
a fuck ton of steroids. So did it really count? Anyway,
No. The answer is no.
that was Mark McGuire. Okay. You don't remember that? I have like a very vivid memory of that.
Nope, sure don't.
Okay.
You
but
like
it was-
exercise more than you thought.
Yeah.
Sports.
I think you absorb things through your husband and then think they're your memories.
I remember Mark McGuire.
Osmosis.
Yeah.
Okay. I think he was a ginger. But anyway, but it was actually Lugo's personal trainer, Jorge Delgado, who delivered the group's first victim. So Mark Schiller was a wealthy local businessman who owned a restaurant franchise called Schlotsky's Deli,
Nice.
which definitely still exists,
Yeah. I love a good deli.
as well as a lucrative nutritional supplements company.
GNC or whatever it's called. GNC.
So Delgado's wife had been a longtime employee of Schiller's, and in my opinion, Delgado used his wife's relationship to infiltrate himself into Schiller's deli empire.
Okay. He
Okay.
ingratiated himself.
Yep. One day, Delgado's wife became emotional at work, describing the financial stress that the couple was living through ever since her husband had quit his job as a car salesman and become a personal trainer.
Oh, jeez.
He doesn't sound
Big
like a
risk.
douchebag at all.
And her boss, Mark Schiller, took pity on her and offered to give her husband a job at his company as well to try to ease their financial strain.
Got it.
Schiller and Delgado soon grew close enough that Schiller even came to trust Delgado enough with the alarm code to his home.
Oh, bad idea. Why? I wouldn't give that to you guys.
Yes,
No.
However, Schiller did not trust Daniel Lugo because he knew him from the gym and he was like, no, I don't like that guy.
Okay.
And on several occasions, he warned Jorge Delgado against spending time with Lugo.
Don't be hanging out with that boy. He's trouble.
Of course, Schiller's instincts had been right, but it was too late. Through Delgado, Lugo had already learned of Schiller's deli meat and supplements fortune.
What a combo. Oh,
Deli
no.
Supplements, steroids, and gym rats.
I threw up 4 hours ago.
Yeah.
And Jim
Give
Tan
me
laundry.
a break.
Yeah.
Gym tan laundry.
It's just a Jersey Shore vision board.
Incredible.
It's bad.
Ew.
So then, in 1994, Delgado claimed that Schiller had cheated him out of $200,000 in a business deal. And this is definitely not true. It was just a justification for targeting Schiller because,
Okay.
he worked for Schiller and he wasn't anything. So, why would he be owed $200,000 in a
Sure.
business deal? He wouldn't
Right.
be. So, Delgado agreed to join Lugo, Doorbell, and Pierre in a plot to abduct Mark Schiller and force him to sign over his assets and then kill him.
Oh, my Lord.
Okay.
So the Sun Gym boys also brought another man in on the plan, Pierre's cousin's boyfriend, Carl Weeks. There won't be a quiz, who had recently moved to Miami from New York and was living there with Pierre. Over the next few months, the crew made various ill-fated, outlandish, and ridiculous attempts to kidnap Schiller.
Yes.
Sounds like Michael Malloy.
Yes, that, but for kidnapping. On one occasion, they planned to dress up as ninjas on
Yep.
Halloween night.
I've definitely seen an ID
Yep.
45-minute special about this.
Oh, my God.
And simply knock on Schiller's door and grab him when he thought that they were trick-or-treaters.
Oh, so brilliant.
But-
Foolproof.
But shockingly,
No
this
notes.
plan never came to fruition.
no
on a-
notes.
It's the
No
perfect
notes.
execution of no notes.
There's a bunch of adult-sized ninjas
My adult
trick-or-treating.
Trick-or-treating.
On another occasion in early November, so you can tell that they were shit, Halloween passed, we didn't do it.
All right,
Now
scrap
what?
that. Now what?
Shit,
That was
okay.
our only idea.
So Doorbell, Pierre, and Weeks got dressed all in black and donned military camouflage makeup before crawling across the lawn of Schiller's house, planning to ambush him when he stepped outside for the morning paper.
Honey, no.
So, like, super early in the morning.
Yep.
Just no.
However, they were spooked by a passing car
You don't
and sled.
These
Oh my
guys
God.
are doofuses.
Came out of nowhere.
It's
All
like we're in
in
a
all,
residential neighborhood or something.
like people are commuting to work. All in all, the gang made 7 aborted kidnapping attempts.
Wow.
Maybe they should just give it a rest.
Yeah, $7.
Yeah. Or maybe they just needed some more muscle.
Oh, muscle milk, if you will.
More
So-
supplements.
So finally, the group decided to exclude Pierre from their planning because it
Bye-bye.
seemed like he was coming up with a lot of these ideas.
He was blowing it.
And they replaced him with a man named Mario Sanchez, who went by the nickname Big Mario.
Uh-oh.
BM.
BM.
BM. I'm picturing him as like the Kool-Aid man, like busting
Oh, yeah.
through a brick wall. Oh, yeah.
So Big Mario was a former weightlifting instructor at the gym and a licensed private investigator.
Therapist.
Oh.
And a licensed. You just
Specializing in couples counseling.
can you imagine doing therapy while lifting weights?
I mean,
That's
I'm
actually
sure
a
some
crossover, I
couples-
think.
Could work.
would not surprise me if some couples did that absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean, super helpful and healthy stuff.
Nonsense.
Yeah, garbage.
So Big Mario was also a fast worker. The same afternoon that they recruited him to the group, they finally carried out the ambush on Schiller.
All right.
So he
Don't
was
waste
like, I'm
any
in.
time.
We're
He's a
doing it.
He's a busy guy.
He's a
Let's
busy
fucking
Mario.
Go.
He's a busy Mario.
So they ambushed Schiller in the parking lot of a Schlotsky's Deli,
Yes.
stunning him with tasers and throwing him into the back of their van.
Wow.
Ooh.
And now I hope you've all had fun because the rest of it is kind of dark.
Go.
It
go
always
fucking
is.
figure.
So they took Schiller in the van to a warehouse that was owned by Delgado. And like, oh, boo-hoo, your stress, your financial stress. You own a warehouse? Fuck
Yeah.
off. Anyway.
Sell off some assets.
Right. So later that evening, they went back to the deli to retrieve Schiller's car and brought it to the warehouse because they didn't want his car to just be like sitting in the parking lot and people
Sure.
could like point to it. They then forced Schiller to call his wife and tell her to take the children and flee to Colombia,
Ugh.
which
The
she,
country?
yeah, the
Yeah.
country, which she did.
Yeah.
They might have had ties to Colombia because I think his real name, Mark Schiller's full name was Marcelo. They might, I don't know. I don't know for sure. It's a lot's happening in this case. I couldn't get into
They
all of it.
must.
That's
That's
fair.
a really random thing to
Well,
say. If
we will circle back. Some shady shit was going on in
okay,
Schiller's business life. So there might be some reasons why they should go to Colombia and why she got that phone call and was like, okay, instead
Yeah.
of me, if I got a phone call like that from my husband, I'd be like,
What?
can you get Starbucks on the way home?
Right.
You know, like whatever. So the wife and kids went to Colombia. They also made him call several of his friends and tell them that he had fallen in love with a younger woman and had chosen to run away with her so they wouldn't ask questions about where he
Where
was.
the wife is, yeah. Or where he is, yeah.
So over the next several weeks, the gang tortured Schiller using sleep deprivation, waterboarding, and burns with cigarette lighters
Oof.
Ugh.
Ouch.
to force him to sign over all of his assets and transfer money that was held in Switzerland and the Cayman Islands into the bank accounts of the kidnappers.
Yikes.
They also forced him to take out a $2 million life insurance policy on himself, which designated Lugo's ex-wife as the beneficiary.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that obviously makes no sense. I don't think that you should just be allowed to designate random people as your beneficiary for life
But then
insurance.
how will I leave everything to my cat?
Yeah.
Don't throw
To
out
pepperoni.
outlandish shit like that, Kenyon.
Don't you think that there should be some sort of
No.
Vetting process.
I'm taking out policies on both of you. So when he had been bled dry of all of his assets, the gang began plotting his murder because he knew too much.
Mm-hmm.
They got everything out of him that they could, and he was
Right.
just a liability at that point.
Mm-hmm.
They decided to spend several days forcing Schiller to drink alcohol before putting him behind the wheel of his own car and
Ooh.
staging a drunk driving accident.
That always works. No one will ever figure that out. Good job.
Around 2:30 a.m. on December 15th, Lugo drove the extremely drunk Schiller to a chosen crash site about 3 blocks from Schlotsky's. He'd been gone for like a month.
Yeah.
Missing for a month. With Doorbell following in a second car. When they arrived at the designated site, they strapped Schiller into the driver's seat of his car and pointed it at a utility pole.
Ugh.
However, when the men inspected the wreckage and their staged accident, they found that Schiller was unconscious but still alive.
Mm-hmm.
So it worked. He was drunk enough that he
But it didn't kill him.
it didn't kill him.
Yeah.
So then Lugo doused the car with gasoline and set it on fire, basically just rendering the whole drunk driving.
Completely moot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But remarkably, Schiller awoke just in time and stumbled from the car.
Oh.
Lugo
Dang.
and Doorbell then used a second car, a Toyota Camry,
Oh.
to strike Schiller and pin him against a wall.
Ah.
But before they could be sure that he was dead, another car began approaching the scene and they fled. So just like a passerby.
Oh my God,
he
did he
is
survive?
Michael Malone.
Yeah.
Malloy.
Yeah. Yeah. In shock after his horrific ordeal, Mark Schiller was admitted to the hospital as a John Doe that morning because he was so
Banged up, I'm
banged
sure.
up and drunk
Wasted.
Yeah.
and had been tortured for a month.
Yeah.
That he, like,
Oh my
Ooh.
God.
Didn't know who the fuck he was at first.
Oh,
Jesus.
poor guy.
The Sun Gym gang, meanwhile, after hearing no news of a body being found, began calling area hospitals. So they saw this passing car and they just got out of Dodge.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, maybe he's dead. We don't fucking know. And then they were like, shit, no body's been found. He probably survived. Then they started calling around hospitals.
Wow.
When they learned of a man who sounded like Schiller who was in critical but stable condition at South Miami Hospital, they planned to visit him to finish the job
No.
in the hospital.
Leave him alone.
This happened in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. It
The
did.
fool with the pinning of the truck and everything.
Yep.
Mhm. Maybe they got it from this.
I mean, all art is derivative at some point.
That's true.
However, by the time they arrived, Schiller had thankfully been transferred to another hospital location, so they didn't get to him.
Good.
Eventually, Mark Schiller made a full recovery and joined his wife and kids in Colombia. So he was
Wow.
like, fucking, I'm
Bye.
out. Bye.
Jesus Christ.
For reasons that will become clear later, he had his own reasons for not wanting to get the police involved in investigating his own abduction.
He's not 100% clean, I'm sure, himself.
By this point, Daniel Lugo had moved fully into Mark Schiller's house,
Dang.
which was now technically owned by D&J International, the bogus company that he had created along with Jorge Delgado. So D, Daniel, and
Daniel
J,
and Jorge.
Got it.
Wow.
Yep.
These guys are not that bright.
Yep.
Creative.
In order to assume control of Schiller's assets. So they created this company, they transferred all the shit, and then he fucking was so fucking confident in his fraud that he just moved into his victim's house.
Wow.
That's ballsy. With all his
Yeah.
clothes and everything. His kids' shit.
Uh-huh.
Ugh, that's so creepy.
He told Schiller's former neighbors that his name was Tom and that he and the other Sun Gym members who were often hanging out at the house were a team of U.S. security forces who had been posted there after Schiller had run into legal trouble and his house had been confiscated by the government.
Uh-huh.
They don't just post people at a house to party.
No.
Sure don't.
No. But soon enough, not satisfied by the millions in cash and assets that they had successfully stolen from Schiller, the gang began hunting for another victim.
Because it was so easy the first time.
You always get greedy, and then that fucking ruins everything.
It was not long before they settled on Frank Griga, a Hungarian immigrant who ran a phone sex empire. I feel like this case is Mad Libs.
It really is.
Totally is.
Yeah.
Like 90s Florida Mad Lib.
Yeah, right?
It's so 90s Florida.
It's so 90s Florida. Doorbell had learned of Griga through an ex-girlfriend who had worked at a strip club along with Griga's girlfriend, Christina Furton. So they were connected by the stripper girlfriends.
Fortunately, they were connected.
Yeah. Lugo and Doorbell arranged a meeting with Griga, presenting themselves as businessmen offering investment opportunities.
Get a new shtick.
Yeah.
On May 25th, 1995, after several such meetings, Doorbell became frustrated and killed Griga by striking him in the head with a blunt object before strangling him and then injecting him with horse tranquilizer.
Okay. Great.
Too many supplements. He was cranky.
Too many cooks.
Yep, he just lost it and went for it. Yep.
My God.
So they kill. Yeah, okay. There's no payoff for this specific murder.
No payoff because they were still trying to convince him to go along with the fraud. They hadn't gotten any of his assets yet, and he just lost it and killed him. The initial plan had been to kidnap him and bring him to the warehouse in the same way they had done with Schiller, but Doorbell foiled this plan by becoming enraged, fucking roid raged, and killing him too early.
Blowing your load.
So Lugo was holding Christina Furton, Griga's girlfriend, in the apartment at the time. Like he was watching her. After witnessing his partner kill Griga, Lugo injected Christina with the horse tranquilizer and attempted to extract information from her about Griga's finances and the security codes to his home. But like either she fucking doesn't know his bank account information.
Which she very well may not.
Well,
I don't know my partners. We've been together for several years now.
Yeah, I'd be like, I have to look it up. I don't fucking know it off
it's
the
in my
top of...
files at home. You
I don't even have
weirdo.
that. I have
Right.
no idea how to log into Bill's shit like that.
Right.
I'm assuming the horse tranquilizer just like knocked her out.
So
It was after they'd already fucked with her, right? Or is it the
Well,
other guy?
no, they had killed Griga, and then they were like, shit, we didn't get anything from him yet. Make his girlfriend tell us his bank information. She doesn't fucking know. She's his girlfriend. She's not
But
even
the purpose of the horse tranquilizer was to fuck her up enough that she would tell, or what?
Yeah, it was like, the next line of my notes is, but turns out horse tranquilizer is not truth serum.
Yeah.
Nor is it fucking safe for human consumption. Nor are horse deworming pills. And after multiple doses, Furton died.
Oh, shit.
So now they have
Never could have seen that coming. I just don't.
Yeah.
Gotta.
So they tried to kill one person, fully kidnapped him and tortured him, and then they fully murdered two other people with no payoff.
For no reason.
Yeah.
The next day, Delgado assisted Lugo and Doorbell in concealing the bodies inside of a couch and a U-Haul box. They dismembered the bodies using a chainsaw and a hatchet and disposed of them in the Everglades.
Ay, 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 ay. Ooh.
That morning, Griga's housekeeper arrived at work, like totally unaware, to find the couple's dog abandoned and barking, and it had been left alone probably for at least 24 hours, but maybe the weekend. We're not really sure.
Poor buddy.
Knowing that it was not like them to leave the dog alone like this, she called friends of the couple. The friends came over, they searched the home, and then they reported them missing to Miami police. Meanwhile, from Colombia, Mark Schiller had hired a Miami-based private investigator named Ed Dubois.
Yup. Or if you're in rural Pennsylvania, Dubois.
Dubois. Yeah, W-E-B, Dubois.
Yeah. He really did pronounce his name Du Bois, but
Yeah, W-E-B Dubois did, but
Yeah.
I'm assuming Ed pronounces it Dubois. It could be Dubois. I don't know.
it's
Who
more
knows?
film noir.
Oh,
pronounce
yeah.
it
A
Dubois.
private investigator, Dubois. Yeah, you got to. It's the only way.
So
He definitely
Ed,
wore a felt hat, too.
1,000%.
I told you the names were just fucking
They're
bonkers.
gold.
They're really gold.
So he doesn't want to get the police involved, but he's like gone through this ordeal and he's lost millions of dollars and his home.
Yeah.
So he hires this PI.
And they're probably like after him. He can't go back.
Right.
Yeah. So Dubois went to the police with what he found, but they found his claims outlandish and were extremely skeptical of the whole story. So they were just like, LOL,
What?
no.
Mm-hmm.
They thought the entire scenario sounded fishy and even suspected that Schiller may have been a drug dealer concocting an elaborate story to get a rival taken off the streets.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense also because
It would.
he is in Colombia hiding.
But they soon began to notice common threads between the information that Dubois had brought them on Schiller's kidnappers and some potential suspects in the disappearance of Frank Griga and Christina
Yep.
Burton.
Get it.
For
The
example,
map with the red string.
exactly.
Just pairing supplements together.
Just follow the trail of steroids.
Follow it.
For example, a friend had spotted Griga's distinctive yellow Lamborghini after his disappearance and
They were
decided to
driving
follow
it
it.
around.
They were driving around their dead victim's yellow Lamborghini around Miami.
These
Okay.
guys are fucking dumb.
They are, yes, and. I can't say
That you wouldn't do it.
that I wouldn't do it. I would want to drive it so
The
bad.
yellow Lambo.
I would want to drive it so badly that I know I'd make mistakes.
Yeah, that's why you
I
can't
would.
kill anybody.
Exactly.
You'd
'Cause
tweet about
I'd
it.
want to tweet about it and like play with their stuff.
Play with her. You would have gone back for that dog, that's for sure.
1,000%.
Yeah, you would've
I've
moved
taken
into
the
the house.
dog, dumbass.
So this friend knew that his friend Griga, phone sex empire man, was missing and his girlfriend was missing. And then he sees his car driving around. So he's like, shit, I think that's Griga's car. I'm going to follow it, follows it, recognizes the driver as Daniel Lugo
Amazing.
and reports it to police.
There Luke goes again.
Police reached out to Dubois to formally collaborate with him on the case, and Mark Schiller returned to Miami to tell investigators his story. So he was like, okay, the police believe me now. I'm going to come back and be protected by police.
Right.
But after cooperating with investigators to provide information about his own kidnapping, Schiller himself was arrested by federal agents on charges of orchestrating a Medicare billing scheme through his nutritional supplement company.
Oops. So this was separate.
Separate, but he like came back to try to get justice for himself and what he went through, and they were like,
You're also a criminal, though.
yeah.
You maybe should have stayed in South America, though.
Yeah. It
Okay.
does. Crime doesn't pay though.
Oh, God.
So still, they did take his information and they were still trying to solve the murders of two people.
Right.
So police soon obtained warrants to search the houses of Daniel Lugo, Jorge Delgado, and Noel Doorbell. By-
Noel Doorbell.
Noel Adrian Doorbell.
Doorbell.
Noel A. Doorbell.
Ring
Jesus.
doorbell.
It sounds like that teenage dirtbag song. Her name is Noel.
She
I
She
was
is
a
a
doorbell. I ring her bell.
Okay, got gym class in half an hour. Okay.
Ah!
So by this point, Lugo had fled to the Bahamas along with his current girlfriend and his parents. He was like, oh,
Bye-bye.
But he was arrested in Nassau by a multi-agency task force and brought back to Miami to face charges. Lugo agreed to reveal the hiding place of the bodies of Griega and Furton, like in the Everglades, in exchange for the police, quote, mentioning his helpfulness to a jury, which is like a very weak plea deal.
Yeah, like do better. Who's your lawyer? Did they even have one at this point?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So he led them to several submerged barrels containing body parts. That's fucking stupid. You're in the Everglades.
Yeah.
Don't put them in barrels,
It's going to get eaten.
Let the animals eat them.
right?
Which I
Stupid.
think that's what's going on with Brian.
They're
Laundrie,
so
by the way.
fucking bad at this.
They're
know.
really bad at this.
They're bad at it.
I fucking hope Brian Laundrie is fucking
I
eaten
think
in the
he's
Everglades.
balls deep in an alligator.
Sounds great.
And I
Love
need
it.
them to fucking figure it out because I can only take so much Dog the Bounty Hunter in my social
enough
feeds.
trying to be relevant.
I'm
Yeah.
fucking done.
Yeah.
I think he's in the Appalachians. That's just me.
Ugh.
So, however, the containers did not, and this is grim. I told you this was going to be grim.
I can only think of the Container Store, so I'm actually in my happy place.
Okay. So the containers contained body parts of the victims, but they didn't contain the heads, hands, or feet of the
So they
victims.
couldn't identify them.
Making definitive
Smart.
identification impossible. It's the 90s. DNA isn't as advanced, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So Lugo refused to provide the location of the remaining body parts and ceased cooperating with the police.
Got it.
So that's also really dumb if you're already that far in.
Right, and you're trying to get kind of like out of some hot
deal.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stick it out.
right.
Yeah.
This is a wild twist, and I
Oh,
don't
God.
want to minimize the death of this poor innocent person because, like, she should be alive. It's fucked up that they murdered her for money. It's fucked up. But Christina Furton's body was later identified through her breast implants serial number.
Yes,
telling
I
you
love
right
it when
now.
this happens.
It's worth it just for that.
And yeah.
Like 100%, I'm in.
And the remaining body parts were eventually found thanks to information supplied by an anonymous caller.
Mm-hmm.
The Sun Gym Gang's trial, which began on February 24th, 1998, was the longest and most expensive criminal trial in the history of Miami-Dade County.
Dang.
Wow.
It featured more than 1,200 pieces of physical evidence and more than 100 witnesses were called to the stand.
Wow.
Numerous members of the Sun Gym Gang were indicted on various charges related to the kidnapping and murders, but Lugo, Doorbell, and Delgado were the central figures in the case. So there are other people involved in this. We couldn't get to it all.
Right.
On October 2nd, 1996, Daniel Lugo was indicted on 46 counts and pled guilty to all the charges.
Bye-bye.
He was sentenced to death for the murders of Griega and Furton and remains on death row. So his whole
Dang.
attempt at a plea deal did not fucking work.
Yeah.
He's made multiple unsuccessful appeals against his sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Doorbell was also sentenced to death. Because of changes to the Florida capital punishment laws, his death sentence was overturned in 2017. He may eventually come before a jury if they decide to seek the death penalty again, or if they're just like, okay, life in prison, then he's just got life in prison.
Yeah.
In return for testifying against his co-conspirators, Delgado was sentenced to 2 prison terms of 5 and 15 years,
Dang.
which is not that much
Yeah.
No,
for what
it's
he
not.
did. He fucking brought Mark Schiller to them in the first place.
Yeah.
But I think he had way less to do with Griega and Furton.
Well, and if you're distant enough from that and you have enough information,
Right.
like information is so fucking valuable in a plea deal. And if
Right.
you have a good lawyer, you can
Right.
get out of a lot of tough shit
Right.
with the right info.
Mm-hmm.
So he served only 7 years and was released from prison in 2002.
Wow. What a bargain.
But
Seriously.
in 2008, he was arrested again for felony grand theft
Oh,
and
for
received
God's
1
sakes.
year probation for walking into a Kmart and attempting to return $7,500 worth of stolen merchandise.
Sometimes you just wonder, like, is it just pathological? Like, are you just incapable of stopping yourself? What's going on?
I think this guy just feels entitled to scamming people out of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, is there $7,500 worth of merchandise in any
an
given
entire
Kmart?
Kmart.
I think if you had like 2 flat screen TVs,
That's true.
in
There's electronics and
1998.
stuff. Yeah. I'll take it.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe
Oh, but
3
this
or
was
4.
2008, so I don't know. Yeah, like a lot of TVs, probably. Maybe a washing machine.
How are you
I
going to
don't know.
steal a bunch of flat screens in the first? You know what? It's not important.
It doesn't
not.
matter.
None of this matters.
So, in 1999, Schiller, the victim, pleaded guilty to conspiracy to defraud the government and was sentenced to 46 months in prison and had to pay $14.6 million in restitution.
He was already tortured for a full fucking month and then
Yeah.
crashed and burned and pinned.
I need to know who his lawyer was because they
He probably
fucking
should
blew
have
it.
stayed in Colombia.
No
Honestly.
shit.
Yep.
Like, you come back to get justice
Yep.
and you're just getting fucked.
Yep.
Yeah.
However, in 2001, a district judge overturned this ruling and ordered Schiller to pay back only $128,597.87.
I mean, that's still a lot of money.
Another bargain.
But he still lost money. It's not like he
Yep.
got any of his stolen money back. I mean, he probably got his house back, but that's
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
In 1999 and 2000, a journalist named Pete Collins published a 3-part series, which he eventually adapted into a book in the Miami New Times about the Sun Gym Gang. Collins's articles and subsequent book inspired the 2013 Michael Bay film Pain and Gain,
I never saw
starring
that.
Mark Wahlberg and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I would have no desire to watch that film unless it were for this case.
Yeah,
Oh.
and it's true.
I'm renting it tonight.
Do
So
it.
Mark Schiller has also published 2 books about his kidnapping titled Pain and Gain, The Untold True Story, and Pain and Gain, How I Survived and Triumphed.
Wow.
Pain and Gain, How I Beat This Dead Horse Dead.
Yeah. Pain and gain, how I still owe 100+ grand on like federal fines.
Pain and Gain should have stayed in Colombia.
Oops.
Perhaps most bizarrely, in 2013, Schiller's private investigator, Ed Dubois, released a single called Pain and Gain Retribution Song. And honestly, it kind of slaps. And I'm
Oh,
going to need you
no.
both to go listen to it right now.
Yes.
So that is Pain and Gain Retribution Song,
Yikes.
I
Bye.
loved it.
bodybuilder and private investigator Ed Dubois, who has 14 subscribers on YouTube. But it does kind of slap, Ed.
It
Oh,
super
I like
slaps.
it. I fucking like it.
Awful.
But yeah.
It's on Spotify.
And Ed didn't do anything wrong in this case. He just was a private investigator,
Yep.
brought information to the police, did his job.
Did his job. Good job, Ed.
Good job, Ed. So that is the Sun Gym Gang and my case.
Nice
Dang.
work.
Wild
you.
times. Well,
Watching Pain and Gain as soon as possible.
Oh,
got
yeah.
to. Should we take a quick break?
Yeah. If you have listened to our show for a while, then you already know that we are completely obsessed with Best Fiends. In our opinion, it is definitely the best match 3 style game by far. I was never into any other like phone games, especially like matching style phone games. I like didn't get it. It seemed like there was just a lot of like hectic things going on, or they were all the same but with just like different colors. And I just didn't understand why you're crushing candy. But with Best Fiends, it's like this great actual puzzle game that takes like some strategy, and it's like always fresh. They're like always updating it.
Yeah.
It's just great.
I do play a lot of phone games, and Best Fiends is always the first one I pull out to play. It's my favorite. And with Best Fiends, you play through an actual storyline that's complete with good guys, the fiends that you collect, they're so cute, and not so good guys, the slugs that you defeat each level. It's amazing. And your fiends start out as these cute little itty bitty baby versions of their future selves. And the more that you play, the more fiends like you collect and join your team, and then you level them up. They become more powerful. They all have different abilities that help you solve the puzzles, and then every level gets a little bit harder as you progress through the game. It's super, super fun. And then they also do like seasonal challenges or themes that are really fun. I love that right now. Like the whole game is kind of Halloween decor right now. And there's like the slugs will wear like little Halloween costumes. It's so cute. I'm obsessed. And not to brag, I am on level 2,153 right now.
Well, I'm gonna catch up because I am only and exactly 1,000 levels behind you. I am on 1153 right now.
Let's go.
So watch out.
I will be watching my back. That's another fun thing about it too. You can connect on Facebook and then like pass your friends. Every time I pass a friend, it is the best moment of my day.
Well, don't get too used to it because I'm gonna pass you.
Okay.
All right. Well, download Best Fiends free today on the App Store or Google Play. That's Friends without the R, Best Fiends.
It's funny. There are all these gimmicks, I'm using air quotes, that you can't see at home, that promise a great night's sleep. And I don't care what kind of toppers there are out there or how heavy a blanket might be, which is lovely. That's great. But it's also kind of like putting lipstick on a pig, because if you're sleeping on a terrible mattress, your sleep is going to be terrible no matter what accessories you add on top of your mattress. It's that simple. And that is why I recommend sleeping on a purple mattress. Tell us more.
I am completely obsessed with my purple mattress. Zach and I just went away for the weekend and it was lovely and we had a great trip, but we were excited to come home to our dog and our purple mattress because it is just the best thing ever. Only purple mattresses have the Gel Flex Grid system, which is basically like a super stretchy, ultra squishy material that adapts and flexes around pressure points and yet doesn't retain heat. And when you hear that, you might think like, oh, okay, it's like memory foam. But unlike memory foam, which remembers everything. Too much. Every flaked skin cell. Thanks to the Gel Flex Grid, purple mattresses bounce back as you move and shift. So you never have that like stuck in quicksand feeling that you kind of get with memory foam. It's like, it's so hard to describe because it's like soft and plush and like gushy, but also like really firm and supportive. It's great. It's like supportive for your back and legs. It cushions your shoulders, neck, and hips. So it doesn't really matter how you sleep. I move around a lot while sleeping.
You're a thrasher.
I'm a thrasher. I am a backside stomach sleeper. Anything goes. And the purple mattress can keep up with me. So try your purple mattress risk-free with free shipping and returns now. And they've got financing available too.
Oh, I love that. So getting a great night's sleep starts with having a great mattress, like we said. Get a purple mattress. Go to purple.com/gals10 and use code gals10. For a limited time, you can get 10% off any order of $200 or more. That's purple.com/gals10, code gals10. For 10% off any order of $200 or more. One more time, purple.com/gals10, promo code gals10, terms apply, and treat your sleep.
Treat it.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, I easily could just say exercise is a crime, and that's my case. Good night and good luck. Special thanks. But as I was looking into what I could cover today, my absolute favorite things were the bogus exercise equipments throughout the decades that always promise results but are actually fucking
like that jiggly belt.
Horseshit. We'll get to the jiggly belt.
Yes.
So it makes me wonder if we or like any folks at home have ever purchased any of these. There's at least one thing on this list that I do own, and I tried to find it. And I don't know where it is right now. So it's in storage somewhere, but I do own one.
Perfect.
Here we go.
Can we guess which one it is?
Sure. Since the early 1900s, when electric technology was still a fairly fascinating concept, and unhealthy beauty standards for women were becoming even more rampant with the rise of print media, Personal electrical devices took the world by storm to treat such ailments as hysteria, baldness, wandering womb, baldness, and of course, weight loss, or treating weight gain, I guess. In the 1950s, the Vitamaster vibrating belt machine, photo on the drive,
Jiggly belt.
was an exercise appliance in any middle to upper class household. In the decades to come, even gyms would house a vibrating belt or two. And there are still, like, vibrating belts, I guess we'll get to, that are on the market even fucking
there are, like,
now.
stim machines now. There was one, like, by my house in South Africa. There was, like, a whole... It was expensive. There was, like, a whole fucking thing, and all it was just, like, electric stim to your abs.
It doesn't work. So, by the grace of God, writer Sarah Burton of BuzzFeed got her hands on one of these vintage weight loss belt machines in 2016 and gave it a try.
And transformed her life.
It really did. She, like us and like the exact folks that the ads for the Vitamaster were targeting, loathed exercise and simply didn't have time for it. In her words, quote, "As a lazy person, the concept of passive exercise is very attractive to me."
Great.
Hard fucking same. Though these machines went out of fashion in the 70s, thrifters can still find them in working order at vintage stores and on sites like eBay. And Sarah says, quote, "That's how I got my stout fucking fingers on the Queen's Aid slimming machine." She committed to strapping on this device every day for 3 weeks and recorded her progress. There was none. In fact, she gained a pound. Though these were the results she was basically expecting, she still was understandably disappointed, and she is far from the first to be bamboozled by promises to vibrate the fat away and tone muscle while you simply sit or stand.
Only, man.
I know. She writes, quote, "As recently as 2002, marketers were falsely advertising that vibrating belts like Ab Force caused weight loss and well-defined abdominal muscles. In 2009, the marketers had to pay $7 million for exaggerating fitness claims to consumers."
Wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty big settlement. As for Sarah, her attempts to repurpose the machine to shake martinis and mix paint were also unsuccessful. And I believe it has been sold to the next collector or dummy looking to shed a few lbs.
Oh my God.
Mixed paint.
Mixed paint. She's like, it got everywhere.
Oh my God.
This next one isn't exactly about exercise, but more to promote bodily rejuvenation or whatever the fuck that is. And like, I think you could argue when you go to the drive and look at the printed ad for this that weight loss is definitely part of it. So,
Okay.
the human obsession with resisting death and aging birthed an absolutely Looney Tunes idea in 1935. The old age rejuvenator centrifuge.
Oh my God. It's like cryotherapy.
Centrifuge.
But for like multiple people on a rotating just like wheel of beds. Go find it. It's amazing.
Oh my
it's on
God.
the drive. Literally viscous centrifugal.
Centrifugal.
The article announcing this incredible technology hit Science and Mechanics magazine in August of 1935 and reads as follows. Quote, "What shall the prophylaxis and therapy be? How can the effects of this force be mitigated? Lying down relieves the daytime direction of fatiguing pull in the case of the well or slightly ill. But something more than this is needed by the badly damaged. We suggest periods of centrifugalization," which is not a word. "An individual in special need of treatment might rest at night upon a large revolving disc with his head toward the outer rim. The disc should be so beveled as to carry the head at a lower level than the feet. Optimum speed to be determined by laboratory experimentation." So we don't know how fast we're going to spin you, but we'll figure it out.
Oh my
seems
God.
like it would promote like popped blood vessels in the eyeballs.
It's not safe.
Okay.
Such a disc might be large enough to carry 10 or 20 patients.
Oh my fucking God.
It's like one of those
this
carnival
thing.
rides.
Yeah.
You have got listeners,
You have to go to the blog.
you have to go to the blog.
It's unbelievable.
My favorite part is the bucket.
The bucket's great.
Are we going to get to the bucket?
No.
Or can we talk about it now?
There's
okay.
nothing explained,
Read
really.
it in your old-timey voice.
You do it. You do it.
The bottom of this fucking advertisement, there's like an old lumpy guy, and it says, old age yielding to gravity, motor and gear drive revolving platform. So it just shows him like slumping.
Yeah.
Then on the other side, it shows like a brawny, strong
Barrel
Man.
chested
Those are
man.
the centrifuged patients.
Yeah. Have action of gravity reversed and youth restored.
Mhm. And
So
this
just-
is where I'm like, okay, it looks like weight loss because now they're like really buff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
trim.
And
Yeah.
like more hair?
Maybe. I
And
think
then
he's
my
still bald.
My favorite is in the middle. It's like explaining centrifugal force in general.
That is right.
And it just has a bucket of water
On a
on a
string.
string. And it says, whirling a bucket of water, centrifugal action overcomes gravity and water does not spill.
Which that's proof enough that this will make you younger. That's all I need.
It's magic.
It's magic.
There's so much.
There's so much bullshit on it in a
Explanation.
very small area.
It's a lot. This continues on to say this mechanism would facilitate the functions during which the day are inhibited by gravity. Incidentally, certain cardiac and vascular disabilities might be especially helped. The decompensated heart with endematous or swollen and varicose extremities might respond well. And might. Yeah.
Might.
Mabes.
I feel
Soups,
like
Mabes.
gout
Soups Mabes.
could be helped.
Or like stretching out your back.
Yeah. It might help a few things.
But not any of the things that they think it's going to
No.
help.
no.
I'm
I think
obsessed.
it'd be good
I'm
for
just-
Kenyon's back.
It might.
There
I'm
are.
just- the
There are
illustration.
tables where you hang upside down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And I wanna
inversion
get one.
tables.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pivotal. So I'm not sure how long spinning the elderly and infirm to rejuvenate them lasted.
I would fucking barf everywhere. That's how it would contribute
Lose
to weight
weight,
loss.
yeah.
That's how you use the bucket.
I can't even watch something spinning
I know.
without feeling
And
nauseous.
if you spin the bucket of vomit around at a certain
None
of it
speed,
spills.
it
Yeah.
won't spill.
Amazing. But considering I couldn't find any other follow-up articles on this machine, I think it's safe to say it faded out real quick.
or maybe it was
Very
never built.
Or never
expensive
built, yeah.
They were
machine.
still trying to get people in on the ground floor.
Yeah. And it was not compelling enough, I guess. Another fad that seemed to erupt in the 80s and has actually lingered in some way or another is the sauna suit. And again, head to the blog. I have photos for everything. Sauna suits are essentially a head-to-toe sealed trash bag looking tracksuit. It heats up by trapping your body's natural heat while you wear it. So I think there are some that might have like a heater, but the OG sauna suit is just, it doesn't breathe, and when you do physical activity, and it heats
Makes
up
you
on
sweat.
its own. Yeah.
That's how wrestlers lose weight real quick.
Yeah. And it allegedly helps you really sweat out the pounds as well as detoxify your body.
Which is not a real thing.
It's
and the
not.
only thing you're sweating out is
Water.
Water.
Yep. The truth is, it's a scam, and it's actually quite dangerous if you do strenuous activity or exercise while wearing one. While it will promote some immediate loss of pounds, that is temporary water weight and will immediately return once you're properly hydrated. Quote, according to a 2018 study, exercising in a sauna suit increases physiological strain and induces larger sweat losses. These conditions can lead to dehydration and heat-related illness that can actually be fucking fatal.
Yeah.
So this next part is from healthline.com. Quote, there are a number of sauna suits, shirts, and pants still available for sale. Though there's no clinical research to back up their claims, the companies selling these suits suggest benefits such as weight loss and detoxification through sweat. As for detoxification, your kidneys and liver are your body's best and really only detoxifiers. Sweating only releases traces of toxins. So like whatever regular shit that would come out in your sweat, your urine, like other kind of lymphatic processes.
Shit that your liver's going to process anyway.
Exactly. It's already happening. It's just quote unquote happening more because you're sweating more in a really unhealthy way. Also, weight loss during periods of heavy perspiration is primarily due to fluid loss that should be replenished as you sweat. There are not fat cells in your sweat. Period, full stop. They are not there. If you're using a sauna suit for rapid weight loss, there are some serious risks. The risks can literally lead to death from electrolyte imbalances, dehydration, myoglobinuria, which is the breakdown of muscle tissue that leads to excess myoglobin in the bloodstream, and it's trying to flush it out through the urine. And this can cause serious kidney injury and kidney failure.
I think, isn't that a symptom of ketoacidosis?
It can be, yeah. Like all kinds of shit trying to come out. And like your body breaking down muscle fat because it's not, or muscle, because it's not able to use like fat
It's
cells
like the
as
first
energy.
step in dying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And related to that breakdown is the extremely serious condition of rhabdomyolysis. Nailed it. Which is when the damaged muscle tissue releases proteins and electrolytes into the blood, which cause heart and kidney damage and failure if left untreated. So, like, don't fucking work out in a sauna suit. Just don't do it. It's not worth it.
I can't believe they allow. I remember the wrestlers when we were in high school would do that. Would have like several sweatshirts on and like trash bags and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They shouldn't
that's
be
why
doing
they were
that.
walking around with that.
I should not be fucking doing that.
Oh,
To make
man.
Because they
weight.
had a weigh-in like later that day.
Yeah, so they wanted to
I
make weight and lose a couple water pounds.
Never thought about that. I
Yeah.
just like accepted it as like a reality that was
trend.
happening.
It's
I
super
didn't
dangerous.
ever think about that. That's so funny. Oh
It was
my God.
only the dudes with cauliflower ears that latched onto that trend.
Yeah.
Wow, I can see it
Yeah.
so clearly.
Anyway, terrible. Don't do it.
No.
While we're in the 80s, let's talk about a beloved household item, the Thigh Master.
Oh, my
That's
grandma
the one
had
you
one.
have, isn't it?
Nope, it's not.
Oh,
Oh, my
I
grandma had
wish.
one.
my
That was a
cousin
little,
had
this
one.
was a little before my time. I'm certain there was a Thigh Master somewhere in my family line, but I did not personally own one.
Suzanne Summers, man.
Suzanne Summers, who put on her adorable workout leotard and won our mother's hearts on those incessant infomercials. But does the device even work? Spoiler alert, the fact that I'm even mentioning it in this episode indicates that's a no. How could you do this to us, Suzanne?
Yeah.
She looks so cute, too. There's a photo of her on the drive in her, like, iconic on her side with the Thigh Master.
She's
props.
precious.
She's adorable.
Wasn't she in Who's the Boss?
I think so. Or one of those, like, she did that, and then she did some 90s.
Yeah, what did she do? Look at her hair.
I know.
That's how I do my hair to work out.
Step by Step, Three's Company.
Yes, step by step. I
Step.
watched that. I also watched Three's Company. Okay. She was in a lot of great stuff. The LA Times gave the Thigh Master a scathing review with the verdict to, quote, toss it. From the Times, quote, made popular by sitcom star Suzanne Summers in the late 1980s and early 1990s, the first version of this brand's leg press promised to help you squeeze your way to shapely hips and thighs. A spring-loaded hinge connected the two pieces of metal tubing, forming a V shape. Users would place the device between their legs and press together until their knees touched. The Thigh Master could be used while lying on one side, legs parallel, or sitting up. Does it work? It will help give the appearance of muscles, but not add strength. Personal trainer Justin Price says, quote, with the Thigh Master, you'll build muscle, but it's not going to be functional in any way.
Except to do more Thigh Master.
Yeah, that's because it works the muscles of the inner thigh in a concentric fashion, meaning it shortens the muscles. A side step and squat would work those inner thigh muscles much more effectively. As with the ab devices price ads, you can't target one thing in the body because the body works as a whole. It's like you gave all the work to one employee, that employee has a nervous breakdown, and the others get lazy. I thought that was like a really good example of like why
that
these little,
doesn't work.
I have
these
a
little
very
fad
lazy
things don't work.
staff.
Yeah. If you did it in tandem with a bunch of other shit, like,
Sure.
yeah, you might see some inner thigh.
Yeah, if you're already working out a bunch
Right.
and fit,
Yeah. I don't know.
I guess.
It's nonsense.
yeah,
So-
it's also painful.
It is. I remember like
I've
inner
tried it.
thigh
I've done it.
bruises.
Yeah. Or like if it like
Or it would like
If it, like,
spring open.
yeah, if
Yes.
it squeezes out too far from your legs and it like
It's
pops. Yeah.
It's like when you're trying to submerge a pool noodle and you lose grip on it. It just
Yep.
goes fucking
Smacks you in
flying.
the
It hits you
face.
in the face. It's
Yep.
like, that's me trying to use a thigh master. It's not safe.
Yes.
It's working out with a snake in a can.
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
It's really not good. Just like
Oh, God. So here's the one that I definitely had, though I did receive it as a joke along with a Snuggie wearable blanket.
nice.
This next bogus device is the shake weight.
Yes.
Okay.
I have
my
the white
God.
one.
My aunt got my cousin a shake weight for Christmas one year, and we were all there, and she didn't realize. She didn't get it. And we all were like dying laughing, all the cousins, me and Zach,
Yup.
whatever, and we're just like doing it a bunch. And she did not
Nope.
understand what we were doing.
It's wild. If you are listening at home and you are unfamiliar with the shake weight, I need you to do some Googling. It is bonks. So it's a dumbbell in which the weights on either end are attached to the handle by a spring. To use it, one grips it firmly with both hands around the shaft and shakes it up and down towards their face to tone muscles in the chest, arms, and shoulders. It's literally
I
jack
hope
off
my
hands
neighbor's not
as
looking
exercise.
at me.
I'm so glad
I mean, it's fun.
it is fun. I'm glad my studio's in the basement because I'm just jacking off furiously. It's very fun. It's jack off hands as exercise. I can't believe I didn't invent this myself. I'm like shocked.
You could have been a millionaire.
Multi-millionaire. Obviously, this device blew the fuck up because it's hilarious and everyone was making fun of it.
And it was
The
like an
weight-
as seen on TV thing. So like the
Yes.
late night like info.
It was
Oh,
huge.
huge.
It was
Hugely
big.
popular. You could get it at Bed Bath & Beyond because they always have like an as seen on TV kiosk. It was fucking everywhere. You could not go to the Mall of
My
America.
aunt got it for my cousin.
I'm sure.
For Christmas.
You could not go to the Mall of America without someone screaming at you from a kiosk to get the shake weight.
Yep.
God.
So the weight was ripped to shreds
oh,
on
yeah, you
such
could
shows.
do it over your head.
Oh, yeah. On such shows and movies as Saturday Night Live, The Daily Show, 2.5 Men,
Oh, God.
South Park, which there's a South Park episode about the shake weight where, like, at the end, it releases a cooling gel onto your face. and it has, like, a slot where you can, like, pay it money or, like, give it change or something. It's
Tip it.
ridiculous. Yeah. Regular show, A Very Harold and Kumar 3D Christmas, RuPaul's Drag Race, Deadpool, and even Thor Ragnarok.
Oh my
Very
God.
Harold and Kumar
3D Christmas.
a holiday classic.
Uh-huh.
They also took into the account the needs of the binary women and men using this product. Shake weight for women weighed a manageable 2.5 pounds, while shake weight for men was a whopping 5 pounds.
That's nice.
But does it work? Consumer Reports did a study to find out. Their findings were that for the chest, shoulder, and triceps, which were the areas the shake weight claimed to target, quote, the shake weight's exercises are inferior to conventional exercises that target these individual muscles. For the biceps, the results were similar. Additionally, the report found that the shake weight routines burned fewer calories than walking at 3 miles per hour. Oh, not so great. I was fucking crying while I was writing this. I was like, oh my God. Thank Thank you, Consumer Reports.
So I shouldn't go out and buy one.
No, don't
Is 3 miles
don't
an
rush to
hour
the shores.
slow?
Yeah, I think so.
There's no way to know.
Not quick.
I mean,
No.
it's not
Like,
running.
you should be able. I mean, no, it's a pretty leisurely walk. I can walk a leisurely
Walking
mile in like 20
pace.
minutes.
Miles per hour.
Oh,
so-
yeah, okay.
That's like taking a 20-minute walk 3 times.
The average human walking speed is about 3 miles per hour.
So it's just like going
Perfect.
around the block.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say how long you'd have to walk 3 miles an hour to get the similar results. So I don't know, but it's not. It's like you do this and it's the same as just taking a walk
Well, I'm
around
not
the
going to
block.
jack off into my face for
Right.
20 minutes.
Exactly.
I mean, you might not.
I have.
Amanda averages that, yeah.
You know, when it tones, it tones. Okay, so this is going to be my last one, and it is hands down my favorite. And another thing that maybe I had, or I just like knew someone who had these. If you graduated from high school anytime around 2005, you definitely knew someone who had these. And I'm talking about Skechers Shape Ups.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I saw
Or
that
those
picture. I got
fit
so
flops.
excited.
Fit flops.
Do you remember?
Oh, this was like, these came out in an era that the floodgates opened and toning shoes became like,
Yeah.
it was like a shake weight situation. It was just,
Yep.
they were fucking everywhere.
It was around the same time as Heelys.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were just hideously chunky multi-purpose
Yes.
shoes everywhere.
And
Yeah.
Heelys are still a thing, but shape ups, not so much, and we'll get to why. So these absurd and not to mention hideous sneakers claimed to lift and tone your butt, legs, thighs, and somehow abs, question marks. All while shedding pounds just by walking in these oddly shaped shoes. And yes, there are
What
photos
could
on
go
the drive.
wrong?
Nothing. 3 miles an hour. Let's go. The sole of the shoe was like a curved platform that forces you to walk in a specific way, allegedly to activate muscles that regular old walking simply cannot. According to the FTC, Skechers also made outlandish claims about their resistance runners, toners, and tone-ups shoes, all while making a fuck ton of money off of these god-awful products. So this is from ftc.gov. Skechers' unfounded claims went beyond stronger and more toned muscles, which is like vague enough that most of these places
Right.
can get away with that.
Right.
Like, they know it's a fucking hack, but you're gonna get stronger and more toned muscles anyway by just walking regularly.
Yeah.
So, like, they can easily be like, yeah, it's because
Yeah.
of the shoes. So the company even made claims about weight loss and cardiovascular health, said David Vladeck, director of the FTC's Bureau of Consumer Protection. Quote, the FTC's message for Skechers and other national advisors is to shape up your substantiation or tone down your claims.
Okay,
No.
David
Love
Vladeck.
some FTC
Walk
humor.
it off.
Shape it up or tone it down.
That's amazing.
2 puns in one sentence. I'm shocked and amazed. A suit was filed against Skechers, and the company had to pay $40 million in settlement claims to consumers of these products. Among what they went down for was a Shape Ups ad telling consumers to, quote, shape up while you walk and, quote, get in shape without setting foot in a gym, and claiming that the shoes are designed to promote weight loss and tone muscles. The FTC alleged that Skechers made unsupported claims that Shape Ups would provide more weight loss and more muscle toning and strengthening than regular fitness shoes. Also, Shape Ups ads with an endorsement from a chiropractor named Dr. Stephen Gaucho.
It is not hard to find a sketchy chiropractor.
Oh,
let me just tell you.
It gets
Sketchery
better.
chiropractor.
Sketchery. He was Soup's Sketchery. It gets better. Who recommended the product based on the results of an independent clinical study, meaning he did it, that he conducted and that tested the shoes' benefits compared to those provided by regular fitness shoes. The FTC alleged that this study did not produce the results claimed in the ad, and that Skechers failed to disclose that Dr. Gaucho is married to a Skechers marketing executive, and that Skechers paid Dr. G to conduct the study.
no.
Yeah. Literally married to a Skechers marketing executive.
No.
Like, couldn't even have been R&D, like marketing.
It wouldn't
so
have
beautiful.
been that hard to find
Anyone
different-
else.
Oh my God.
Even if you just get a recommendation from your chiropractor
Should
husband.
we start just finding like
Yes.
shitty doctors and chiropractors to recommend our podcast for
Yes.
people's health?
Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we should. And if you're listening right now and you're a doctor, I'm
And
looking
you're a
at you.
shitty chiropractor.
I'm looking at you, Uncle Oren.
Some chiropractors are amazing, but
I
some
want
are-
only quacks, and I want you to come
some are
forward
fucking
now.
doozies.
I want snake oil salespeople.
Yup, to promote our show. We are making, we need to make some ads that we can get cheap, like really late at night airtime to run.
Yeah.
Okay, let's actually play around with this idea because I think it could be
Podcast
brilliant.
listening will give you abs.
Yep, it will. Because you're going to
Asterisk.
laugh so much.
If you also work out and diet.
Exactly.
And
This
wear
next one,
shape-ups.
shape-ups ads featuring celebrities including Kim Kardashian and Brooke Burke. Photos on the drive, because I also had no idea who Brooke Burke was, and surprise, still don't.
I thought Brooke Burke was the lead in, or the person in Legally Blonde.
No,
The wife on trial.
I don't think so. Oh, yeah, no. I know what you mean, but yeah, no.
Okay.
Airing during the 2011 Super Bowl, the Kardashian ad showed her dumping her personal trainer for a pair of shape-ups. And the Burke ad told customers that the newest way to burn calories and tone and strengthen muscles was to tie their shape-ups shoelaces. I remember the Brooke Burke ads, like looking at the still on the drive. I remember that so clearly. I don't remember Kim Kardashian, but by 2011, I think I was just like not paying attention to this shit anymore. But they had a good fucking run. I mean, they were around for like 5 years.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And finally, an ad that claimed customers are consumers who wear resistance runner shoes, which is also a Skechers product, will increase, quote, muscle activation, whatever the fuck that means, by up to 85% for posture-related muscles. So like legs and back. I don't know. What's a posture-related muscle? Any muscle? I don't know.
Probably your core. Probably abs.
Yeah, probably. But like, it's so fucking vague. And also 71% for one of the muscles in the buttocks, but not going to tell you which one, I guess. And 68% for calf muscles compared to wearing regular running shoes. The
I'm adding
FTC
another photo of Kim Kardashian on this
With the
ad for
shape-ups?
shape-ups.
It's
I can't.
so
It's
embarrassing.
so familiar.
So embarrassing. I love it. So the FTC alleged that in citing the study that claimed to back this up, Skechers cherry-picked results and failed to substantiate its ad claims. Frankly, I could go on for hours and hours about all the bogus exercise and diet shit that I unearthed while writing these notes. What I learned most is that unrealistic beauty and health standards are rampant and fucking dangerous. If you are seeing it on a late night TV ad, it's probably bullshit, unless it's an ad for our podcast, in which
Or
case it's fucking amazing.
If a girl you went to high school with is DMing you on Facebook about it.
them. Yeah. And if it boasts basically zero work or change to your routine and it's not an expensive and invasive surgery, it's probably not going to work.
Yeah, if it sounds stupid, it probably fucking is.
Yeah. So like at the end of the day, whatever yums your yum is great. I'm not going to yuck it, but also fuck exercise, embrace your bits. And that is my case.
Oh, God.
I mean, exercise is probably fine and good.
I might go
Fuck
for
it.
a walk after this.
Yeah, just a
Never
regular
again.
walk.
I'm looking for the updated Kim Kardashian shape up that you dropped on
It's
the
on
drive.
there. Just
I'm refreshing.
refresh.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Oh,
Where
there
she
she
signed
is.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like
God.
photos of celebrities, everything is fucking airbrushed and fake.
Yep.
And
She didn't get
photoshopped.
that body by wearing this ugly shoe.
No, she didn't. And also, she's young and she's rich.
Yeah.
That's why she looks like that. She's young and
Ugh.
she's rich.
I like how the ad says, as seen in the big game commercial, because Super Bowl is trademarked. You can't
Yep.
actually legally use that in ads.
Without paying for it. Yeah.
So you just the big game commercial?
When I worked in a specific food magazine that I won't name, every February we always ran something
The
Super
big
Bowl
game.
related and had to just dance around the word Super Bowl.
That's
The
fucking
big game.
hilarious.
Yep.
The football.
The big
match.
ball.
Yeah.
God bless it. Well,
Yep.
special thanks. This episode was super fucking fun.
Yes,
so
thank
thank
you
you, Sarah
to
Schnabel.
Sarah. Sarah Schnabel, and to their gateway gal and workout buddy, Dana M. You have made your choices.
Yep. And this was definitely really fun. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you for this. I liked it.
I also like that this is coming out a week after Cheese Crimes.
No complaints there.
No.
We had to balance it out somehow.
All right. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you guys next week.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Kala Yip, music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell, editing by Jonathan Camp. Check out our website and blog at wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wine and Crime Pod. If you have questions, answers, or recommendations to share, email us at wineandcrimepodcast@gmail.com. Episodes are available on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, basically wherever you get your favorite podcasts. And if you like the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. It is the best way to spread the word. If you'd like to show your support, visit our Patreon page to keep this podcast and the wine flowing. Cheers.
Hello, Wine and Crime listeners. I know you love the podcast, but have you ever been curious about Amanda's story or wondered why she decided to join her friends and launch Wine and Crime? I'm Christy Peel, founder and CEO of Media Minefield and host of the Flip Your Script podcast. Flip Your Script is a podcast about life's critical turning points and finding motivation from those who found the courage to rewrite their stories. Considering what's going on in the world right now, couldn't we all benefit from hearing inspiring stories about people like Amanda, who found the strength to fight for her next new chapter? On the Flip Your Script podcast, some of the guests you've heard, and some have never shared their stories before. You'll hear stories of personal trauma, unexpected circumstances, professional devastation, and even some true crime from the perspective of the survivors. In every episode, you will hear how the guest battled through their no-going-back moments to find meaning and even joy. My hope is that every Flip Your Script story empowers you to believe you are capable of more than you think, to discover motivation, to uncover inspiration, and to find the strength to turn the page. Visit flipyourscriptpodcast.com today and subscribe to episode alerts so you can be the first to hear from Amanda Jacobson as she shares her story and we dive together into how the Wine and Crime podcast was created.